buttered toast. I don't think we can see it, but that lady has a dream catcher in her car. So it concerns me that she may sleep while driving. Going to Norway, I'm gonna see Einstein. Going to Norway, everything will be fine. So it's been a busy week, starting right after I posted the vlog last week. Tuesday morning, wow. I'm a little off today. Sunday night, after I posted my video, a person I know reached out to me. They were going to basically commit suicide. Fortunately, they were found. I was on my way there. Was able to contact people. So they ended up in ICU overnight. That night, I spent the night there, sitting there most of the night holding hands and listening to a conversation, having a conversation. So I didn't sleep for 27 hours from Sunday morning, and then got home on Monday morning and ended up, we had a few emergencies at work I had to deal with via phone. I ended up having 3 or 4 hours of sleep Monday, and then finally Monday night, just crashed out till this morning. Still feeling tired and a little drained. The good news is the individual is still with us, and the healing can begin. It's one of those things I'm glad I was involved. I'm glad I was able to be there. I just don't know how much impact I get to have overall. So the important thing is to know that if you are at a point where you feel like it'd be better off that you weren't here on this planet, there are a lot of people around. You just need to reach out. You need to talk to somebody, send them a text, and just let them know where you're at. Because people care more than you know. They may not always act it. They get caught up in their own life, their own work, their own problems. But if they know you're hurting, they'll make a moment. They'll take some time. They'll talk with you. Even if they can't help, they can be there to be supportive. So if you're not here, you can't fix things. If you're not here, you can't fix things. All right, let's go make a great week. Rock on. I'm down doing a visitation for a friend who is in medical care. It's Saturday night, by the way. We have months dedicated to awareness of suicide. We have all kinds of hashtags. But I hope that we're reaching out to people on a regular basis and just letting them know they're cared for, because you don't know what's behind that smile. Not to be dark or too negative, but we don't, none of us know what's behind the smile. So I hope you're doing okay, and I'm going to go in and do this visitation, hopefully just provide the friendship and just be there. I don't have all the answers. I may not have any answers, but I can show up. I want to talk about perception this week. How we perceive things means a lot. How we choose to think about things changes our life. How we improve our life or don't improve it is based on a lot of things like perception. I have a friend in prison. Actually, I have a couple people in prison that I write. This all began because I like to write letters, old-fashioned handwritten letters. So I write these letters, and I made a friend who actually ended up being moved to locally, and I visit her. I used to visit her more often, but it became a real hassle as they changed the rules. So I visited her about once a month. We had this conversation, I want to say about a year ago, about perception and about controlling things. She said, "Oh, I have no control over anything," and I hate that. I said, well, you have control over some things. You just have to realize what those things are. You have control over how much you exercise. You have control over how much you eat. You have some control over what you eat, because there's always a selection available. She's also allowed to buy snacks and canteen, items. I said, so you have control over a lot of things. They're just minor things compared to, where do I want to go today? Well, she didn't have that choice. But even then, I guess she kind of does. It's just that her options are limited, but she can choose within a limited range. So she has some control, and she needed to realize she had that control so that she didn't feel lost or hopeless. And when she realized that, it kind of changed some things. But that again comes back to perception. I'm not talking about being fake happy, but in every challenge there really is opportunity. In every challenge, it just may not be the opportunity that you want. You may not want to have to do the things that you need to do to take advantage of that challenge. I have a friend who's struggling with bills, like a lot of us do, so from time to time. And I thought about the fact that they have a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot of stuff. And I said, why don't you sell it all? Just sell everything. Keep your bed, keep your dishes, maybe a couch, sell your television, sell your computer, sell everything. Keep your cell phone. Or sell most of it. They can't wrap their head around that. But that would be the option. That would actually get them out of debt, actually pay their bills, and probably get them so that they had little to no debt. But they can't do it. They can't bring themselves to do that because it's too extreme. But if they sold all their stuff, they'd probably be happier, I'm thinking. I bring that up because I have a house I need to sell. I have this house, and I have a bunch of stuff. And I was thinking about that again the other day for me. I said, all that stuff that is still sitting at the other house, I should sell or donate. With a few exceptions of things I set aside to store there because the storage was easier. But that's only a couple of things. Everything else I should just sell, and that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to try and sell as much of it as I can, and then just donate the rest of it because I don't need it. I had been thinking about this for a while. I just start to clutter up with stuff now. One of the big things that I keep are books. Not all books. I read a lot of books that I either donate or pass on to people. But there are some books that I reread every 5 years, maybe 2 years. So what's the perception that we have when we face challenges? We face overwhelming obstacles. It's important to remember that just because you're overwhelmed doesn't mean you can't overcome those obstacles. Just because you're overwhelmed doesn't mean that you can't succeed. It usually means, though, that you have to change your perception on a few things. It means we have to try and step away from who we are, step away from ourselves, and look as a third person might look at our situation. I'm going to go back to Sai. She said, she said it? I think so. Anyway, the concept is suffering is the story we tell ourselves about reality. But that also means that happiness can be the story we tell ourselves about reality. Satisfaction, or in psychology, we call it subjective well-being, can be what we tell ourselves about our reality. You've heard me say, if you've watched my vlog for a while, you've heard me say, I'm in the middle of my success story. And the truth is, the more I realize that I may be near the beginning of my success story. But when I tell myself that, it reminds me that I'm doing all of this work for a goal, and that it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen instantly. It's like my weight loss. I looked at a bunch of things that would give me a lot of weight loss very quickly, and I realized, after doing a little more research, that's obviously not the way to do it. If I want to lose the weight and maintain that, it's a lifestyle change, which we all know. But, you know, I put on weight probably, 3 to 5 pounds a week or less over years and years and years and years. So I've done the research, and, you know, I'm trying to lose, you know, a couple pounds a week, max. I'm not even really worried about weight because it's like I've said before, if I weigh 500 pounds but I'm 5% body fat, I'm good with that. I just need to lose the excess fat. I need to be more mobile. So, you know, working on flexibility, working on making my body stronger, more agile, able to do the things I need to do, the things I want to do, like run Spartan races. And that's the perception, is telling myself the story of, hey, I'm in a success story. I'm in the middle of my montage, like in a movie where they have a montage of the hero getting ready for a fight, or getting ready to overcome, or training for that big confrontation. In the middle of that montage, I'm creating those cuts right now. But what I do next determines if that's true. And I think people forget that part. If I tell you I'm the hero of my story, I'm in the middle of my montage, that's cool, right? But if I don't go do the hard work, that's not really true. So we have to change our perception and then create our reality, right? Change our perception, create our reality, and make it a better life for us and everyone around us. Yeah. So I think that's all I got this week. Remember that I love you. Take care of yourself. And rock on. Going to Norway. I'm gonna see the coast. Going to Norway. Gonna try some wiener toast, yeah. Oslo, yeah, going to Norway, nobody has to know. Going to Norway, gonna see Einstein, going to Norway, everything will be just fine. Sing along, let me know, give me a smile. Hey, oh no, won't you stay a while? Going to Norway, think I see Oslo. Going to Norway.